felt like something was like crawling on top of me. No, I felt the bed go down, right? You know how when you like people like
when you
crawl,
sit,
like step on the bed, you kind of crawl on top of you and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I felt. And I was like, oh shit, who the fuck is trying to wake me up? I was like, Juan.
You're talking to it?
Yeah, dude. and then the next thing I know, it's like, again.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us into another episode of the ReLax podcast, where we talk about everything and anything. With me today, I got Li Pao, Yi, and Cheng. Before Cheng introduces himself, if you haven't yet, please press the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss any content that comes out. With that being said, Cheng, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I am Cheng, the Red Ranger that moved to Minnesota. Back for an episode.
If you guys don't know what he means, go watch episode 2.
Go watch episode 2.
Alright, so thank you guys for having me today. But otherwise, kind of to the topic that we want to talk about is, Hmong superstitions and kind of like what our culture beliefs are, and kind of the the phenomenons that kind of intertwine to our lives when we're growing up. For example, don't point your hand at the moon. No picking up stuff when you're out late. No whistling at night. All that sort of stuff. And I think we're just here to kind of converse about that a little bit and kind of talk about what our personal experiences are with these kind of superstitions.
Yeah, what we think about it.
Yeah.
And,
All right, so I guess we start. I think me personally, I think growing up, I've been very. I think a lot of it has been with, especially my parents, ingraining that into me and telling me, hey, I shouldn't do this and that. Really kind of became an important factor in my life that, I could see in myself that I do watch what I do at times, But I guess that's just my experience, but we can kind of go on.
So, Cheng, so you brought us some topics that we want to discuss. With that being said, how about I just ask you, what you said earlier about picking things up at night? Like, what is it to those who don't know? There are obviously people that in our community, in our Hmong culture, who understand these. But can you please elaborate and explain to those who might not know what does it mean?
I think from my understanding of it, it's definitely It's for sure picking up something especially when it's late at night is kind of the superstition that it's a
that it kind of like belongs to
someone else's.
Something else.
Some sort of thing attached to
or
it.
something else's.
Yeah, it has some sort of attachment to it.
For example, in our culture we have bonzongs, and I think in the beliefs back then was that they would leave some kind of toy or trinket to be left for kids to pick up so that they could be followed home, or it could be kind of like an inviting sense for them to come in, but that's just my understanding of it.
So the Hmong term "bunzong" means ghost in
I think
English, or how?
I don't really know too. I think
bonzong is I think for a lot of the word pa, right, or pa is usually a female, right? Usually a female,
a woman,
And these like things are usually in forms of like little girls, right? Little girls, and
sometimes accompanied by like a tiger.
So a lot in like legends and stories and stuff like that. It's like tigers are like their like dads or grandpas and stuff like that, and so it has a negative or scary connotation together, and so
Okay, so Lee, like, if someone picked up an item that obviously doesn't belong to them, and this bonzong follows that person home, what happens to that person? Like, what are the consequences that beholds that person?
Yeah, so if that were to happen, the person that picked up the item that brought it home would get like really sick, or start seeing like entities or like like even the bonzo itself.
Like
Just make it that person scared of it, and then next thing you know, you're gone, dude.
So when that happens, when someone picks up something and then you start seeing that stuff, how do you fix that? Is there a way to fix that?
In the Hmong culture.
Yeah, in the Hmong culture. So I think the culture itself, or the belief, there's a lot of spirits, bad omens, the belief in the underworld. And so I don't know why, but it sounds all negative and shit. but that's what they believe in, and so to fight it, or try to help the sick, or the person that obviously is in trouble, they would call probably like a shaman.
Yeah.
If you live in a traditional household, right?
Yeah.
So you would probably call upon, or by Nuitu shaman, they will come and do a ritual for you, which is basically going to find your spirit, or just to see what is going on with your spirit. What's going on? Is there something that is there that
So you're saying the shaman would kind of be in a trance and kind of goes to like a different world or realm, or?
Yeah, so I think, I'm not a shaman, but
yeah.
But I think
this is what we an hour understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think they would like these guys or these shamans would have like veils on their faces, and they will go into some sort of trance, and then obviously trying to go find what the issue is, trying to get your spirit back, trying to see what causes you to be sick. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I guess what my understanding too is that they make contract agreements or some kind of agreement with the spirit or whatever.
It's some sort of negotiation for it. Like sacrifice a pig for it, and that just goes in place of getting the spirit back.
Yeah.
To our understanding, So,
there are a lot of scenarios and stuff like that, but
for sure.
One would be picking up things that you shouldn't be and bringing it home, and whatever is attached to it would follow you home, and you would, like Leopold said, you start
next thing you wake up in heaven.
Yeah. So, you experience all these like scary things, chills, you be seeing stuff. From what I've heard, I've never really experienced anything like that before.
Our experiences.
So I'm not a professional or this is talking by experience.
But can you imagine though, like you found like a stash of like $10,000?
Hell yeah.
See, there's a movie on that, right?
Yo.
Where the dude found these gold or money or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then he takes it, he comes out and his nose is bleeding.
Oh yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So then he puts it back and then his nose stops bleeding.
Wow. Some sort of curse, so like the Egyptians where they put like curses on like their tombs, like people like dig it up and then they get cursed.
Yeah, actually,
so that's
the cool thing about that I heard that the people that found, or maybe just, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that the archaeologists that found Tut's tomb, some of them kind of passed away from the mold that they were exposed to and stuff.
Kind of died from the curse.
Yeah. But otherwise, I think, like I said again, all those kind of hand their way into our culture a little bit. But I guess another thing that we could talk about too is I think that's very prominent, But I think me personally, I'm not that. This one, I don't think I'm that big of a believer to it. But I mean, it's sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
I think that one for me, from personal experience, has to do a lot with. I think especially for what my understanding is, especially for me, like being more obese individual, that I think has been sleep paralysis for me has been more prominent when I was at even right now a bigger
individual.
Than compared to when I was a lot skinnier and all that stuff. But I think that's what my opinion, because I've had sleep paralysis. I've like legit never seen anything like no black shadow figures or whatever.
So you're saying your experiences come from the differences in weight?
Yeah. Weight and stress. I think
just some sort of health.
Yeah. I think from my understanding of it and kind of my experience, I think that relates to a lot of health and stuff. But otherwise, that's just kind of what that I've been going through. Because I think now, after gaining a few pounds, it's coming back. But otherwise than that, no, it's but like I said, I don't see or sense anything. I know I'm like getting sleep paralysis. Sometimes I'm just so fed up with it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, man. Like, just get it on me.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's kind of where you're sleeping, your body's asleep, but your mind's still awake. So your mind might be playing tricks on you, or whatnot. But in our culture, we call it machuo. You know, so machuo means in terms of getting slept on by like a entity, a ghost or something, or a panzong or something. You know, so that's another topic that we have to talk about. Have you guys ever gotten sleep paralysis, Lee or Yi? You know, because you just said that you get it, but you didn't get it and you stopped. Yeah. So
I don't think I've I don't think I have. There are a few encounters where I think I might have, but I don't actually feel like I was. You know, and so maybe that's part of the experience. I don't know, but usually no. Yeah. Usually no. I think I'm a pretty
you're a heavy sleeper?
I'm a heavy sleeper, and I think I don't know, yeah. So strong spirited, you know. Yeah.
Like no, not today.
But personally, I don't have a lot of those stories or experiences. Maybe it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
But I know across many cultures and beliefs, it just doesn't happen to Hmong people.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know, so there's other beliefs and religions out there that believe that there are things like that when you sleep, they come and sleep on you, or for some reason,
like the incubus and succubus. The incubus is the male ghost that will come have sex with you.
Yeah.
And the succubus will the female ghost that will be having sex with you. Those the denying more but
just female male form.
Yeah,
or
female
names.
male form. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so
upon that, I know you don't really have experience, but I've had a few myself. This one time,
here we go.
A real story. I was sleeping in my room, right? Was facing the wall and everything, sleeping on my side. It was 6 a.m. I was half asleep, half awake, and the blanket was over me. Next thing you know, I just felt like something was crawling on top of me. I felt the bed go down, right? You know how when you people
when you
crawl,
sit, yeah,
stuff on the bed, you just crawl on top of you and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I felt. And I was like, oh shit, who the fuck is trying to wake me up? I was like, Juan.
You're talking to it?
Yeah, dude. And then the next thing I know, it's I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I can't move.
Yeah, so a lot of times you can't.
Yeah, so a lot of times
you can't talk, you can't move
or anything. You're just frozen in place, dude. You try your best to move, but
or you feel like you're talking, but you're just blabbing out stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what it sounds like.
Yeah. But in your mind, you're like, dude, fuck what? Wake me up.
In your mind, you're like, wake me up, but in real, you're like,
which is scary enough.
Yeah.
See that.
But what about you, Sia? Have you
Wait, were you?
were you done your story?
Oh yeah, I was able to get out of it. Eventually, just got tired of it. He got tired of me. Trying to get help. I was like, yeah, nobody's gonna help you. I'm gonna go now. Oh man.
Yeah, I've had plenty of stories, man. I get sleep paralysis all the time, dude. I think I get it so much where I kind of just embrace it because
Right? I feel like you're just so fed up with it. You're you know what?
Just get it over with, man.
Just get over it, man. We go through it every night. Really.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to not see anything. I've got cousins and friends who've said they've seen stuff.
Oh yeah.
And man, I'm glad I'm not one of them. Knock on wood, hopefully. But I had a scary incident not too long ago, actually. A couple months back, I was sleeping in my room, and my wife was working because she works third shift. and my dream was that I was sleeping on the couch in the living room, and then in the dream my wife was sleeping on the other couch. And if you guys know my living room, my couch, my main couch is facing the downstairs.
So it's
that
like
goes
this.
Yeah.
The other couch is like that.
Yeah, so I'm sleeping in this one, and then there's a downstairs that goes right through. Like, you can see downstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping on that couch, but keep in mind that I'm in my bed.
Yeah.
In the dream, I'm on the couch.
Yeah.
I see something walk up the stairs. You know, something's walking up the stairs, and at this point, I can't move. I can't talk. I'm trying to get my wife's attention, but again, in reality, I probably sound like, you know. So I'm screaming, and
wait, your wife wasn't there too though?
No.
She was working.
Yeah, she was working, but in my dream she was there.
Yeah.
You know, so the figure was walking closer and closer up to me, and I can tell it was a black figure. I can tell it was a woman.
Yeah.
You know, because the long hair. For those bonzong, you know, they like you said, they come in the form of like a female, a girl, or a woman.
They tend to have long hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, all their characteristics, they have long ass hair.
Yeah, why couldn't it just come like styled hair or some shit?
And they cover the face.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, like, if you've seen The Ring or The Grudge, that's what they look like. But yeah, it's walking up towards me, and I can see it. And as it's coming onto the couch, I wake up. But when I woke up, I felt the bed go down.
Oh damn. Yeah.
You know, so I couldn't tell if it was a dream or if it was real, because it felt like real life. Because like you said, you can feel it walking or coming on the bed, and that was the closest like experience I ever had. And I'll tell you what, for those who don't know me, I'm kind of like, you know, a little scared of the dark. So that night I just left the light on. I kind of like was watching YouTube a little bit, and then, you know, YouTube kind of just put me to bed. But
Damn.
I never sleep with the light on.
You never sleep with the lights off?
No, I got some nightlight, you know.
Yeah, nightlight. Yeah. I just tell Google to dim down the lights to 10%. But
we ain't coming over to y'all.
But yeah, you know, so funny thing you were talking about, Ching, or Yi, you were talking about like calling your spirit back with the shaman.
Yeah.
You know, when we go traveling and stuff, and we go to like, you know, obviously camping or a cabin, and we're away from home for a couple of days.
Yeah.
If we're not shamans and we can't call our own spirits back, how do we call our own spirits back when we're done with camping? Well, can you explain more?
When we go home and stuff?
Yeah, we're going home. Yeah, so Ching or Yi, you guys explain.
So you saying like, if the shaman's gotta go like that route and call it or find it, how can we?
Right. You know what I mean, though?
I feel like, you know, I think from my understanding, like I said, I'm not a shaman too. I think from my understanding, there are certain skill levels that we individuals that don't have that kind of the shaman experience they can kind of do. I know that my mom has called my spirit back here and there, even though she's not a shaman. And stuff, but there are certain skill levels that we can kind of do, and I think the more like for sure advanced stuff, the negotiation stuff is just left to the shaman.
Yeah.
But I think for something like that I think we could do. I know that when your brother and I had a drowning experience.
A drowning?
Yeah, I told you, man.
Yeah, kickapoo.
Yeah, kickapoo.
Yeah, so what happened?
Who saved who? What?
Well, what is it?
Quick story.
Quick
Yeah.
story. All right, so we went to Kickapoo. What is it? I think for our friends camping. We all bought this huge floating thing.
Tube?
We all got on it. One of our buddies pushed us a little bit away, and then we were at first it was kind of like we were just walking because we could feel like legit like the bottom at first. And it was like a creek, so it wasn't like super like, well, it's a river, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it wasn't a big river. I'd say it's like
It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's pretty small. But otherwise, yeah. So we were pushed away. The current caught us a little bit, and And we that's when we were going towards like the rocks a little bit. It was deeper in those areas, and I think that's when him and I were kind of struggling a little bit. But otherwise, we were able to save ourselves. A friend of mine had to go save him, and then kind of got us back up. I think that was an initial part that kind of gave us, yeah. Where we lost our spirit a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think because I've seen it enough that I kind of just did my own thing. I took a stick and did on the sand, just kind of whacked around a little bit, like, Chenga and Lochea, or like said that.
Calling your spirit back.
It's like,
Yep.
don't breathe the law. You know, like don't worry, it's all good. Come home.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
something like that. But otherwise, I think you know, because I think at the end of the day, you do that so that you don't get any more sick or ill. Because I think if you forget a call, you get a little sick, something like that. I think from my understanding. So, but otherwise, you know, it was all good and yeah, you know. So that was kind of
So like when that happened, you guys were probably like in that moment, you guys are probably like scared.
Yeah.
And like Hmong like bong play, right?
Yeah.
So then when you bong play, you're like so frightened to the point where like you think you lost your spirit. Basically, that's the saying, you know.
Yeah.
You think your spirit like went out of your body, basically, and so
Figure of speech, yeah.
Yeah, and so before you like head back home or leave, you have to call it back somehow. And if you don't, you know, if you do, I mean, who knows, right? But if you don't call it, what if you go home and you get sick and you know, you might think, oh, maybe I didn't do that. That's why I'm getting sick or I'm feeling this way. Or,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's usually stories like, take your story for example about the whole drowning thing and you get scared and you lose your spirit. Take that for example, like if you guys leave and you get sick, usually your parents will ask you, what did you do or where were you guys at?
Where'd you guys go?
What happened?
Yeah.
And if the case is that, hey, you did lose your spirit, usually a shaman would come in, call your spirit back, or you guys would go back to that same place and call your spirit back.
Yeah.
Because your spirit is obviously just lingering around, waiting for you to come back and get it.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, I mean, calling your spirit back home is very important because every year we do camping and cabin, you know, so we spend a few nights out there and you probably get so accustomed to calling that place your home for the next couple of days that when you leave, your spirit kind of stays behind because that's been your home for the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so it's always important to call your spirit back, whether you believe it or not. I believe it, you know, I think we all believe it because every time we do go, we always call our spirits back.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously that's not our home and that's not our place, so we've had our fun for a couple of days and come back home, let's go home. Get back to reality and go to work 40 hours a week, man.
Yeah, and even with that, like when you call your spirit, you have to like say your name, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you don't say your name, you might just call whatever spirit to follow you back. You know?
Cái chả lo chéo, một chế nó cái chả có bé chế.
Whatever knows it. Yeah.
The Vans dog, cái là hồ sao mà.
Yeah, and then
back
to the whole shaman thing. Man.
What he's saying there is like if you don't say your name, for those of you who don't know, if you don't say your name, spirits tend to just linger around. They kind of just walk around among us. And if you don't call your name and you just say, hey, come home with me, they're thinking you're talking about them. Yeah. So they're going to come home with you. And that's another way to get sick.
Yeah.
Or invite someone into your home.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Sure.
But yeah.
And then going along with the camping, you know, once we get to our destination, we do what?
Like more, right?
Like that, right?
Like more.
Oh, you know, and then that brings me to, you know, kind of when we like move to a new place. For example, my girlfriend and I are going to a new place, or we're going to move to a new place.
Oh, congrats.
And like I said again, thank you. And like I said again, you know, we have to at that time, or when, like the day we move in, we have to, I guess,
J.
And move and tell us.
Don't twist it, bro.
And tell all the spirits that have previously lived in there, like, yo, man, y'all not paying rent, y'all gotta dip, you know. You know, you gotta tell them that you guys gotta leave. Like that. But there's some customary Hmong words that you usually put into to word, to tone, but otherwise, it's kind of like in that fact too, where it's like we're going home, we gotta tell our spirits to come back. Yeah. We're going to a new place, especially when we live in there, we have to tell the spirits there that they got dips.
Yeah. Basically sweeping the place clean before of any like spirits or bad energy or whatever, just so it's clean.
Alright, but yeah, otherwise, what else?
But back to the light out part, right?
Yeah.
So explain, Lee. You want to explain what it is?
Yeah. So when you go out like to the wilderness, like to the jungle,
back to the jungle.
Yeah. And you go more, you eat. You have to like invite
the spirit of that,
or like the owner of that jungle place to come have some food with you. Otherwise, He come kill you guys, dude.
Because you're stepping on his territory.
Yeah.
A way of like respect, like, hey, we're gonna use your land.
Yeah. So for those of you who are confused about what we were just talking about, like, we have spirits that are lingering around that we don't want to call with us, but at the same time, when we go onto the land, you know,
we call these spirits.
We call these spirits. You know, it's like
a confusing.
it's a double-edged sword. You know, like
There's some bad and good spirits. So
yeah. So like Mo or like that is like, you know, when you're going somewhere, or someone what Lipa was saying is, you have to kind of give a little bit to the owner of that land.
Kind of respect.
That, hey, we're going to be here for a couple of days. We're going to be loud. We're going to be rowdy. We might, you know, do some unnecessary things around here. You know.
Just kind of a little protection over
Yeah,
us,
yeah. So just, it's like a little paying a rent fee, you know,
Yeah,
a little
sure.
rent fee or something
Just
like that.
look over us, you know, make sure everybody is healthy, nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Just simple stuff like that, just so there's reassurance that you guys will be okay.
Gotcha. All right, and I guess I guess we kind of move on a little bit too. But so, what do you guys think about the you guys said, I guess, some other superstitions that are more well known as what is it? The last name Yangs
Mm-hmm.
can't consume any chicken heart or
Any heart at all.
Heart in general, I think,
yeah. So I guess I'm not too
familiar with.
with that.
Let's go ahead, Yi.
From so legend has it
What you got,
dun,
man?
dun, dun, that the Yang clan, right? They are what are they? They doing some sort of ceremony or whatever, and they are boiling. I think a pig's heart. I think it was a tumboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Along
like,
with like other like pig stuff, right?
yeah. So like guy and all that stuff, and you know, obviously like Hmong people they use like organs and stuff too, and so they were boiling the all these things in a huge pot, and so they were like somehow busy or whatever, and they told this itu to like jaw so it won't, I guess, boil over or whatever. But then they came back.
What does tutua mean?
Tutua means, I guess you could say he's
Kid with special needs.
or I guess retardation or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So he's not fully there, and so and I think he can't even talk, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think he could talk as in the story though, you know.
Because he's gonna explain himself.
Yeah. So then when they came back to check up on the pot, and they were like taking all the meat out and stuff like that, they couldn't find the heart of the pig. And so they were like, he's the only dude that was watching this, so he must have ate it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Is that the best part?
I don't know,
I
man.
think it's pretty good though.
Probably the ribs.
Right? The pork belly, man.
But yeah, they couldn't find it. So then obviously they would blame him. He's the last person that was watching it. So they killed him and they used his heart, right?
Yeah.
But I think as soon as when they like went to daily, at the bottom of the pot
Was the heart.
The pig heart.
pig heart.
Pig heart, yeah. So then the dude that was watching the pot, he like cursed the Yang clan, saying that you guys will never eat heart again, or else you guys would go blind, right?
Something like that.
Something,
yeah.
yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
hard.
Yeah. So then it's ever since then, like whoever is in the Yang clan or Yang Hong they
Just don't eat
they
heart.
just don't eat heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha, man. Dang.
I mean, the story itself is kind of fucked up. But
Yeah.
Not sad.
But that's a story, bro.
yeah. That's
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, the dude couldn't explain himself. He's like, he needs special help.
Special need, yeah.
And so he couldn't even explain himself. They just, the dude just.
So, out of all the things that we talked about, how much of this stuff do you guys actually believe? Because there are people out there who be like, hey, you guys are just bullshitting,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
there are going to be opinions on this.
Shit, man. I'll be honest. I'm probably like, I mean, probably like 50-50. I don't know, dude.
Really? 50-50, huh?
I mean, so some things are like
No, I get you,
believable.
man. I
Some
get you,
things
yeah.
aren't.
Are far-fetched.
You use logic. I mean,
Mhm.
you ain't gonna go blind.
I think-
anymore, but
I think no.
but if I mean, don't do it just because I'm.
like they for sure accidentally ate some sort of heart.
Right. So like we had like our friend B, he can't even have salami, right? Or is it salami?
Salami.
Something like that.
Salami,
Salami
yeah.
has heart in there.
But what's funny is that he had it the other day,
You didn't know.
And he didn't even know that he had it.
And then they say if you don't know, then it's okay.
Yeah.
So then again, it goes to one of those things, man. What do you believe in, right?
I think kind of getting back to that too. I think I'm 50 up. I'm like, I guess I'm a little 50. I'm a little less than 50. I'm like super like, nah, I don't really believe a lot of this stuff. I feel like, kind of with like the privilege of going to school and everything, kind of understanding more science here and there, we can kind of see, okay, I mean, of course, we can't explain everything at all, but at the same time, you kind of try to think logically about it, and it's kind of like, yeah, maybe not, or for example, like for example, like sleep paralysis, I still am a firm believer that a lot of that has to do with like, being overweight, stress, that kind of plays into having sleep paralysis, and then going back with like sleep apnea that could contribute to it too. Yeah. So all that sort of
stuff. So more like
so,
science than
Yeah, I just kind of understand that part, but otherwise, I think, I think it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. It's been for sure. It's been a part of my life growing up, and I think I wouldn't mind telling it to my kids in the future one day.
For sure, dude.
Pass along some of the stories. Yeah. Maybe not the one about the Yang guy, but otherwise, some other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I tend to believe more in our. I tend to believe more, in this kind of stuff. It's just because, so what that means is a scaredy cat. Like mom and dad always taught us this stuff not to do it, and you always believe what mom and dad says,
Yeah.
So, and then you hear your stories, and you hear people's stories, and you're like, oh my god.
And then you experience it.
Yeah, then you line it up, and then you experience it, and you're like, oh my gosh, what if it's real? So. I mean, Lee, I think you agree, right? I think because I know you like scary stuff, so
I like
you,
scary stuff.
Yeah.
I believe. I believe about a good 90% of this kind of superstitions, because we kind of just grew up with it as well, and just by our parents telling us that these are you shouldn't do that, shouldn't do this, and that's
and they're like. They threaten us with like bad life, bad marriage.
Everything. Like, you don't do this, man.
Yeah.
So then that threatens us, and then we just, oh shit, I don't want a bad life, or I don't want a bad marriage.
Bad omen,
so I'm gonna steer away from that,
Yeah. So go ahead, G.
I think some of it is believable, some of it not so much. But I mean, I think it depends on the person. Like these two, they like experience stuff, and Chang experienced a little bit. I haven't experienced a lot, so I think what's that saying? Seeing is believing, right?
Yeah.
So
all comes down to how you experienced it and how you take it in. So,
again, these are just some of the stories that we have in our Hmong culture, more like superstitions.
And like I said, these are our experience and how we grew up and how these superstitions kind of play into our lives.
Yeah, so it could be different from you.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry we aren't able to cover all the stories, but if you want to hear more of the stories, just let us know. If you guys have any stories that you guys have, and just write it down in the comments.
Yeah.
Write in the comments, and maybe we can go over it and we can discuss it in the next topic.
If you guys enjoy this kind of content, let us know.
Let us know.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 or something. Obviously, there's so much more superstitions that we haven't covered or touched or even touched.
Yeah. So with that said, that's all we got for tonight's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell for new content that comes out. As always,
relax.
You got it.